Welcome back to Way Late to Raid. Oh boy. Let's talk about something that really gets on every gamer slash nerd's nerves. Video game movies.
Oh.
Oh yeah. We're about to
Open up a can of worms.
We're about to open up our own can of worms. There's a whole lot here that is nice, and there's a whole lot here that's... there's actually a lot more that's... Okay. You know what? Let's open on a good note. Okay. With something that has no right to be nearly as good as it was. All three of us have seen it here. Sonic!
Oh, God.
It was...
That was such a good movie.
I loved it.
It, not only as just a movie in and of itself, did it do really good. I felt like whenever the fans were just like, hey, this look is not really, doing good for us, and the company was actually like, okay, then we'll change it. And they actually went back to the more like the original look. I was like, oh my god.
First, that's not gonna lie, that's the entire reason I wanted to see it. Because the studio was like, hey, check out our monstrosity. Oh!
No!
Okay, maybe we'll roll it back. We'll change it, see how that goes. And the change looked fucking great.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I loved it.
No, all the creatures and it made me wish that we saw more of their world of Sonic's
Right?
world.
Yeah. Because
Oh.
even the little bits and pieces and snippets we got of that world looked pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Knuckle, not the Knuckles, the Echidna tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked...
and the owl?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
owl looked fucking sick too.
I wish he was in there more, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of hope we do get to see a bit more of Mobius, because that'd be sick. Those of you who don't know, Mobius is where Sonic's original world is from.
Yeah.
At least as far as the comics and,
Comics and the games?
Gango?
shows. I think most of the games actually take place in some kind of
Old Earth kind of thing.
Well, the original games, not so much. The newer games that a lot of people probably have been playing,
Probably.
it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really good. Keeping in mind that it was a family movie, like a kiddie movie, it was great. I wanted more.
Oh, no,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
There's a part of me that kind of wants to go back and watch it again.
Yes. If it was already on Netflix or DVD, I think I would already be watching it again.
Yeah. I love it.
Not only would it satisfy my need for movie theater popcorn, but it was just a fun movie to watch.
Oh yeah, no, and it was, and I don't know how far into this we're gonna get, but it was so many references to the Sonic fandom, and
Oh my god.
and just the games in and of itself, and just how it made it. It was the first video game movie I ever made the movie actually feel like you were playing the game.
Yeah, it was great. I loved for the characterization they had for Sonic. It made me they legitimately made me feel for the poor little guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because he wasn't just the cocky bastard that he's in all the games. He was naive.
which makes sense because he was literally raised by
child.
himself.
Yeah, Sonic himself is naive because he's just impatient like that. But this one was legitimately naive because, he didn't have anything and anybody to help raise him. Mm-hmm. You're right. And in the games, he's just an impatient asshole. In the original games, if he didn't act, he would literally just jump off the screen and say, fuck you.
Of course, that also was part of the whole 90s attitude thing that he had that we'll be talking about in a couple of these other movies.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey nailed the role. He did, okay. I'm not 100% going to say he nailed it.
He
He did great, though.
I wouldn't say he's the Robert Downey Jr. to Tony Stark that I would think that, whoever is to Robotnik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he did his role for that movie very well.
For this rendition of Sonic.
Yeah.
He felt good. I
He
find
was
myself
entertaining.
pulling his quotes out every so often, and
Oh,
I can't help
shit.
it.
Oh no, yeah, if I could that's why I kind of wish I could watch it more so I could remember more of the quotes. Just because
Time for talking is over. It is now time to push buttons. Just little shit like that. He nailed the asshole genius role, which, to be fair, Robotnik / Eggman, he's just kind of a genius asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And he did what I expected. He was Jim Carrey, and I expected Jim Carrey.
I
He did
loved
not fail.
seeing some old-fashioned Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
no, having
Yes.
some old-fashioned Jim Carrey was awesome. I kind of wonder if that was part of the reason they hired him was because he is
This one, be wacky.
yeah,
That
just the whole 80s and 90s feel.
He nailed it. The way they handled all the references, all the memes, all the inside jokes was perfect.
And I know exactly the one you were thinking of whenever I mentioned that and you were taking a drink.
Sanic?
Yeah.
No, I saw that and I lost my shit in the movie theater, okay? I haven't seen a movie in theaters, especially a video game movie, that made me in so long, like straight up belly laugh. I lost it.
Well, that's how you know that they know that the
they know their fan base?
Yeah.
That's... We'll be addressing that throughout this, guaranteed, because it's going to come up
a lot.
Period. But hey,
it's not Whaley Podcast unless you hear animals.
Yeah, Diego's got to be part of it. Gizzy has to be part of everything. But yeah, the little badniks next to the fuse box. Like, all the little things. The fact that they were shaped like eggs, and that's how he got the name.
It's probably one of those movies where you could watch it multiple times and get more things the more you watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, just the way Sonic was handled. It was a funny movie. It was a good movie. It was a good family movie. Take your kids to it if you haven't seen it yet. It's still in theaters for us. It is worth it, in my opinion. Bear in mind, this is our opinion. We're not starting a Waylay review. Yet.
Next one of Crash's crazy ideas for the channel.
Be fun. I can judge things. You
do judge things.
I do judge things. Okay, now, bear in mind, Sonic feels to be the exception and not the rule.
No, because I can't really think of any other video game movie that really...
Detective Pikachu.
I haven't seen that one.
That's fair. It's fucking good. They went in smart with that one. I think we're probably going to cover some of the good stuff before we get to the bad. But yeah, Detective Pikachu, I thought they covered well. The game itself is kind of off its rocker, in my opinion, as far as the Pokemon games go.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Pikachu in the game sound like Danny DeVito?
Yeah. But I mean, it's still... Spoilers, by the way. Some of these are going to have spoilers. We are talking about movies here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Detective Pikachu's out on video now, so you have no excuse. Yeah, video. Like, you can bring it home and put it in. I don't care what it's on. It's video. Okay.
Remember, we were born in the days when you had to actually dial someone on the phone.
Yeah, see, I didn't say cassette. I said video. Now, so yeah, the premise is basically the entirety of the movie. But they were smart. The people who directed that were really smart about how they decided to do it. Because they know there's like 800 plus fucking Pokemon. So they're like, we can't do that.
No.
Pick 100. We'll work on those and make them really good. And that's exactly what they did. And they looked great.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching that.
They have that guy who draws realistic Pokemon
they made him the lead art director, I believe. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I don't remember what his name is off the top of my head. And it's been a while since I looked it up. Forgive me. But yeah, the dude you've seen online who's done realistic looking Pokemon drawings.
Yeah.
They hired him to do that.
Yeah.
And he nailed it. It was a great movie. Really good video game movies.
Really wish Nintendo would do that more instead of just shutting people down.
Yeah. Well... Nintendo, yeah, you got a good point, because Nintendo's got that whole cease and desist if you do anything fun involving our stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they're like, hey, people are making Mario games. Someone's at Nintendo's like, I have an idea.
Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm. And you know some people out there are like, fucking really? You know, you just shut me down for that shit. But anyway, that's another tirade.
Yep.
Okay, how about the video game movie that really started it all? Let's address that, because I can't, in my heart of hearts, call it bad, because it is a fun movie. I'm talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah. I figured since you were on Mario, you were going to go to that.
Segue.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not a Mario game movie.
No. It is an 80s movie.
It is an 80s psychedelic fucking movie if I've ever seen one.
Was it 80s or 90s?
I want to say it was 80s.
Like
or early 90s. Maybe 93.
It's that time period that was all scrunched together that you can't really tell.
Yeah, it was like an 80s, 90s combo period. Mm. It felt like an 80s movie. Felt like a 90s movie.
Yeah.
It felt awkward and fun. I can't help but watch that and smile and feel like a giggly little idiot. Mm-hmm. I showed it to Foxy the other day. And I was like apologizing the entire time. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just really want to watch this. And she was like, no, this is cute. I'm like, yeah, that's the word.
Well, it's like the freaking Koopa Troopas, which are these giant guys with the tiny little lizard heads.
Goombas?
Oh.
Yeah, they turned
yeah,
mushroom
Goombas.
people into lizard people.
1993.
I knew it was 93 or something
See,
like
and they
that.
could have done the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing and had Koopa Troopers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, but it's a horrible Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has really good synergy between the Mario brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, they felt like good brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, despite the fact that the age difference is...
Whew,
It is
huge.
quite noticeable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mario basically raised Luigi in that movie.
In that lore, so,
Yeah. So, like, I get it. And it was weird. And we had Daisy.
Yeah, who looked like Peach, but it was Daisy.
Yeah. It's a whole bag of worms of what the fuck.
Yeah.
But it comes together in a world and universe that works for itself.
Yes.
Now, if you were to compare them as the games,
Oh,
shit,
hell.
no, that is horrible.
Yeah.
But I wanted more of that universe because it was a really cool concept, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they were...
And, you know, that was the thing. If you took away the Mario aspect of it, you can't tell me that wouldn't have been a crazy-ass movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Was Yoshi in that movie?
Yes. It was actually one of the
was.
most advanced animatronics for its time. It
Yeah,
had like
he-
9 operators for
him.
one puppet.
Because, see, you guys have seen it a lot more recently because it's been fucking years since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
He was a tiny little dinosaur thing that was chained up. And
Yeah, he was like looked like a mini raptor.
Yeah, and he got...
But he still had his long sticky tongue, but he got shanked and...
Yeah.
Is that, did you just do that noise?
Yes.
Cute. But, I don't know, I like... There's so much more, but speaking of Mario movies, there is one coming out.
Ooh.
What are you saying that like that for?
Because... Okay, how's this one based?
How's the one based? It's being done by Illumination.
Which is the guy who do Minions and a lot of other good
The
movies.
Grinch.
Okay.
Despicable Me.
Okay. So,
Pets. Secret Life of Pets.
I
Well, maybe they don't know, okay? I'm talking to you and them.
okay.
So,
Actually, Illumination is one of the lesser known like studios.
I think
Yeah,
Despicable
they're mostly known for
Me,
Minions.
Yeah.
And
that's basically
Minions,
the gist of
Despicable
it.
Me,
Yeah.
and yeah, basically.
Yeah. But, you know, they're not bad. They're a very colorful studio, so
No, I think if anyone can do it, they could probably do it.
yeah. I mean, once again, go in expecting family-friendly movie with some dirty jokes sprinkled in.
Which, I mean, with video games, I kind of feel like that's kind of the right medium for it. Unless it's like a super adult game like Doom or something like that.
yeah.
If it's like, you know, Mario or Sonic, it's like, you know, a bunch of kids are playing it. So have it be kid-friendly. And you know what? Kid-friendly movies can be good.
No, yeah,
Yes.
you need kid-friendly movies, and I don't give a shit. I'm pushing 30 years old. I'll go watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, I don't give a shit.
I mean, we
We
all
weren't the
went
only
and saw
ones.
it together.
Yeah.
30-year-olds.
You know, back to
Like-
the Sonic movie, whenever me and Foxy went in, it was Valentine's Day, so that might skew results, but the majority of people in there were adults
Without kids.
without the children.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that with Jonathan. I didn't see it with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah, but a majority was adults. I don't care, okay? Kids movie or not, if I want to watch it, I'm going to
Okay,
go watch
see
it.
it. Yeah.
Detective Pikachu, I took my 60-plus-year-old mom in to go watch it.
Oh god.
I bet she loved it.
She loved the shit
it.
out of it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I kind of want you to see it now. So,
I probably will eventually. It's just my life's been very hectic.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. But, so, bunch of movies from that time that were awesome and also horrible.
Double Dragon!
The majority of the video game movies that came out were absolute trash.
Yes.
Thanks partially to Uwe Boll. But he's a bag of worms that... He's smart. He did it for a tax write-off, whatever. And he just had fun with it. Hopefully, and he's self-aware now.
Yeah.
Because one of the latest interviews or movies or something he did, he made reference to him being like a horrible director or something like that, or an infamous director. But he's solely responsible for the majority of fucking shit that came out, including Far Cry. I want to say Street Fighter, maybe not Street Fighter.
I was gonna say the one with Van Damme.
I
I just remembered the Zangief scene in it. Oh god.
I can't remember. He's done majority of them, like a god awful amount. Because we got a list written down of quite a few that we could think of off the top of our heads, and that list is huge.
Oh yeah.
So it's including things I didn't even know were made. But back to the 80s/90s era.
Oh yeah. No, that Double Dragon movie, like, it was kind of a hodgepodge because it was not only a video game movie, it was also kind of a hodgepodge of all the martial arts crazy movies that were coming out during that
There
time.
were a lot of martial arts movies.
Yeah,
in that
because there
time.
was
was
Three
huge.
Ninjas, Surf Ninjas, American Ninja,
Karate Kid,
Teenage
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Uh,
God,
martial arts
yeah.
was a big. Oh, it was one of my
Thing.
favorite times. Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of Hong Kung Fooey going on in that
A
time.
lot of it.
I hope that's not an offensive term. If
Well,
not,
he's
I
just
don't
a
mean
cartoon
it that
dog.
way. Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Is
Hong Kong Fooey, #1 super guy.
But yeah, no, you learned something today. Today I learned. Okay, but yeah, like Double Dragon, absolutely horrible. Far Cry, I don't think was that time period. Tekken was Tekken that time period?
Mortal
No.
Kombat was.
Tekken was more recent.
Tekken was more recent. Street Fighter.
No, yeah, Street Fighter was back then. The Van Damme one,
Yeah.
where oh god, that was not like the games at all, but it was just one of those you could watch. It was hilarious. Like Zangief, literally, the scene I was thinking of was where they were watching a video screen and there was a truck about ready to crash into the building, and Zangief said, "Change the channel, hurry!"
See,
And Blanca was not right because in the original game, Blanca is like a wild Tarzan type guy.
yeah.
And he like ate electric eels, and that's how he got his powers or something like that. But in the movie, he was a scientist that got turned into that. So lore was completely off, which is completely on for video game movies of the time.
Yep.
So
Didn't it also have Raul? I can't remember his last name. I want to say Gonzalez. Raul something. He
yes,
played
he was
Gomez.
in Bison.
Yeah, I heard he actually nailed that role.
Oh yeah, like he was over the top villainy, which is M. Bison to a T. He did it because his grandkids wanted him to do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
or,
that's
or
cool.
did he do it because his grandkids wanted it, or because he wanted something for his grandkids to?
It was his grandkids were involved, but I can't remember for what reason.
I think they
but-
really liked Street Fighter, and that's
Yeah.
why he took up that role, so that it was something they could look
Yeah.
back on, because he was close to death.
Oh, you could tell because he was like skinny.
Yeah,
like,
he was
didn't-
not doing good.
He did not look like an M. Bison because in the game, M. Bison is fucking huge.
But he played the role well,
Yeah.
even though he didn't look it.
And the oh god, the fight scenes. Because M. Bison has this move where he flies across the screen using his magnetic powers,
Oh,
and
no.
you could just imagine the effects
Yep.
Of the time,
of the time.
Yep.
And having Van Damme, one of the most famous martial arts stars at the time, play Guile.
it sounds like a hot mess.
It is a hot mess, but it's fucking.
And
fun
see, I
to
love
to
watching those
watch.
hot messes. So
Hot messes
think
are
it's
always
'cause-
are always the funnest to be around.
yeah,
Yeah.
campy, cheesy movies. Like I look for those actively on Netflix
Yes.
sometimes. So, like Sharknado,
Yeah.
something that it knows what it is.
Okay, I like. I like these movies.
But the sad part is these are movies that were trying not to be what they were,
Yeah.
and that's what
That's
makes
how
it
they
be like,
ended up.
ooh.
Well, and that's why some of the later video game movies, especially the more serious game ones, kind of faltered because
They try to take it too serious.
yes, very like they tried to be an actual serious movie and it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's coming up.
That's a fine line.
Yeah. A good example of what we are talking about here, though, is this mixture of campy and cheesy. This brings us to one of the best video game movies. Ironically, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
One,
Oh my
not
God.
two. One, not two. One, I felt actually nailed what Mortal Kombat was
Oh yeah.
perfectly,
The only thing it was missing was actual fatalities.
which is understandable.
Yes,
Yeah,
because at
'cause
the
they
time
couldn't
you
have
couldn't make
that.
an R-rated video game movie.
Yeah, Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat, even like the game, even back then, was a very big point of contention. So for the movie, people to be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's bring that back a bit," and I was just like, "Okay,
Yeah.
fair." That's
Yeah.
okay.
Which we'll get those bloody Mortal Kombat movies like here in the future because they're actually doing more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
saw-
been a couple of attempts
There's an
for
animated movie with Scorpion's whole thing coming out.
There was
Oh,
a live
wow.
action one that they teased years ago that was put on hold for a while, and they started kind of
Poke it back up.
poking it again, checking on it. But yeah, like that was a good mixture of cheesy and campy that fit what Mortal Kombat was, which was a cheesy and campy video game, fighting game.
Dude, the guy who played Johnny Cage, like he nailed Johnny Cage
Yeah,
so well.
like
And the guy who played Liu Kang, he's a really famous martial arts star. I can't remember his name though. It's Robin something.
it's okay. It's a lot of stuff here. We're not going to be able to remember it all.
Oh no.
Chow, maybe?
Maybe, but yeah. I mean, wasn't that one with Christopher Lambert, or was that the second one?
I believe that was the first one.
I want to say it was the first one. He was Highlander. He was a big star back then. But yeah, everything about that felt like it worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
And good God, I kind of like I said, I would sit down and watch that again and again and again. Something to be said for all these old school movies is the practical effects.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Like the powers in Mortal Kombat felt like, you were playing the game.
yeah. Until you got to Scorpion,
Yeah.
that was some bad CGI. But fucking look at all the rest of that. Goro,
Yeah.
dude, he looked fucking good.
Oh yeah. No, he was awesome.
Like the sets looked phenomenal. It looked
Yes.
straight out of a fucking video game. Like,
whenever Sub-Zero did his shit.
yeah.
The only thing I missed about that is the fact that it didn't go on longer because he was my favorite fighter at the time.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give like back to the Mario movie as far as practical effects go. Holy shit!
Yeah.
A lot of that was really cool, and I love it when practical effects can be used to that degree to really make you feel like, oh shit, this is a whole other world. Because it's not just like in like sci-fi movies where they put you on a spaceship and it's all enclosed.
Yeah, no,
So-
this is a whole big.
Like, yeah, they have multiple sets built for this stuff. And stuff like
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, they had the ship.
Yeah.
They had the palace. They had
The beach.
beach. They had
The temple.
Oh,
temple.
yeah.
Like, all this shit. And it's just like, god damn. And they all looked great. Mostly.
Mostly.
Oh, fucking reptile. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, all of it. Like,
Oh, and the fact that it made you feel like the game because whenever Reptile was born, quote unquote, you hear the announcer guy being like, Reptile.
yeah, like, they did it right. And who can never forget that soundtrack?
Uh,
I'm just
I can't.
saying.
I that's one of the few movie soundtracks that I actually like go back and like listen to a lot.
Yeah. Oh my god. So many good. But you fuck the second one though.
Yeah, no, the second one did not work.
I don't even
at all.
remember the second one. Like
It was the
at
one with
all.
the
Okay.
camels, which is kind of sad because it had Nightwolf in it, and I like Nightwolf.
So the second one saw how cheesy and corny the first one was, and was just like, let's take that and dial it to 11.
Yeah,
No.
and it didn't work at all.
Yeah, like one had the perfect amount
No.
of trying to be serious while acknowledging it's a cheesy fucking setting.
Yeah.
Two is just like, well, fuck all that and let's just
Make
go
it cheesy.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of bad CGI, a lot of bad acting, a lot of bad decisions. It was
Which is sad because it had a lot of the new cool, like the Robo Ninjas, Jax, Nightwolf, had a lot of cool expansion of the universe, but they just handled it horribly.
yeah,
Yeah.
they handled it like fucking
Whenever
shite.
they do sequels, a lot of times for anything, they just usually can't compare. Most of the time, they usually fall flat.
Also, if you hear rain, we apologize, guys. It's
Yeah,
It's
it
raining.
is a wee bit rainy, but it's not too bad out. But there's a few of these movies I wrote down that I really haven't been able to see, like Far Cry, Tekken. I haven't seen Street Fighter, but you have.
yeah, Street Fighter. The old Street Fighter was just like it was a fun '80s movie to watch. The Tekken movie was actually so. This one's actually kind of like a because there's multiple Tekken movies. There's the Tekken movie that's the live action one that is a horrible piece of crap because none of the lore is right. It's more guns and running adventure than it actually is people fighting hand to hand, which is weird
Yeah.
because actual lore of Tekken, yes, there is a world war going on. Mishima is there's all kinds of weird crap going on with like the Devil Gene and stuff like that, which is fine. But it's a freaking fighting game movie. Mortal Kombat got that right. They had like one-on-one fights and stuff like that. Like, I want to see Jin and Harong going at it. I want to see fucking Brian Fury taking a steel rebar fucking piece of a building and like chucking it at somebody. I want Yoshimitsu in there fucking doing his weird crazy shit. Like, you know, I don't want people shooting at each other, and that's what a lot of the movie was. And it was one of those movies I was talking about that just was trying to be a serious movie, and it really shouldn't have.
Yeah. You gotta throw some cheese in there.
Know your genre.
As opposed to the little mini movie that you got with this game I was talking about, where they took the actual characters from the game and used it to make a movie, and it was awesome.
Yeah, see, shit like that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like,
Like, you already have the characters done and everything. Like, you don't need to hire actors and stuff.
Good job. I'll write that down and we'll address that one. But yeah, like, it's not hard. There's characters already made for you. There's a lore in there. Just fucking follow it. Like, it's not a difficult concept. But don't change up everything that made it good. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Foxy made mention of one that we'll touch on here in a bit. But
Hopefully you picked it up.
there was quite a string of movies in there that they weren't horrible, but they also
weren't good.
they were. Like, I know there's a lot that were in there like that. Like
Tomb Raider was like that.
You know what? I thought Tomb Raider was actually pretty damn good.
I don't know how to compare it to the game, but I loved the movie itself. Like, there's unfortunately.
I couldn't ever
game a
do
whole
the
lot.
first Tomb Raiders because the controls were god awful, and I didn't have the system at the time to play it. But from what I've seen, it's not the worst.
Reboots were really awesome.
I haven't seen the rebooted one.
I played all the way of the first one. It was freaking amazing.
Did you see the movie?
No.
Because they rebooted the movies to be like the games.
Right.
Really?
They rebooted games, yes.
Oh.
I have not seen it. I
There are gonna be
heard.
people complaining in the comments just like, you guys haven't seen these movies, so how can
Guys,
you
there's a
complain?
lot of movies, okay? I've been trying, but I can't get to all of them.
I've seen a lot of the movies, but I haven't played all the games. So
Yeah,
I
like-
can tell you my feedback on the movie and how I liked it, but I can't tell you the game.
Well, I mean, we
didn't-
can still have a concept of
Yeah.
how this goes. And the original Tomb Raider movies, they weren't bad.
Yeah.
I could watch
enjoyed
them
them.
over and over again.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them a lot.
Yes.
The first, I was about to say the second one was where they found the big O solar system swirly thing, right?
It's
been a while.
No, that was Pandora's Box was the second one.
I thought Cradle of Life was the second one.
Yeah. Well, okay, Cradle of Life, Pandora's Box, whatever. It involves the fucking box that you open it and it's going to destroy the world.
Pandora's Box.
Yes, it has Pandora's Box in it.
Well,
The first one was the whole, the one you were talking about.
man,
So you
maybe
flip-
I
you
mixed them up a
flip-flopped
bit.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched them, but I just remember I enjoyed them.
Yes.
The reason I haven't watched them is because I just don't have them. So, but from what I could tell, at least they kept the premise the same. Badass woman shoots shit in a fucking ruin and goes treasure hunting.
Basically, badass female Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, and that was the whole concept behind the games, even anyway.
Yeah, so at least it wasn't that far off the mark.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia. I saw that one. Have you?
I have not seen the
I haven't.
movie. I've seen gameplay. The gameplay
I've seen
looked
games. I played the
amazing.
games.
I played the first game, I played the second game. I didn't play the third, and I played the one that came out on the 360 that was Prince of Persia, basically, in name alone. It roughly referenced the first three.
But
But-
barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, but back to the movie.
But
How was
that's
the
what I was
movie?
getting. The movie, it wasn't horrible. I enjoyed it. It's been a while since I watched that one too, but
Does it actually go into the whole
it does not play out like the first game does. Because the first game, it's a narrative.
Yeah.
Like he's explaining what happened to him to somebody else, and so you're playing what he's describing. And whenever you died, he was just like, no, that didn't happen. And so you rewind.
Okay.
I kind of feel like that would be a cool idea for a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could have done a lot better with the movie. Was it bad the way it was? No. Was it a great Prince of Persia movie? Depends on who you ask. It could have been much better. But with most things, it can be much better. Along that line of relatively modern video game movies, I've heard mixed things about Assassin's Creed. It's another one of those I never got to see, but what they did was they took a side thing. So they didn't take it from the perspective of the main games.
Yeah.
They took the concept from the games and made their own story out of it.
Which I think probably would have been the best bet, just because there's so much lore wrapped up in the Assassin's Creed universe that you can't really...
And it sounded like it worked out really well. From my understanding of reading reviews and such.
Yeah.
Like, it's still following the same premise. Okay, if you can follow the original premise, I'm not gonna bitch that much.
This is why I still play the Assassin's Creed games, as opposed to like a lot of people who are just like, well, it's just the same game every time. I'm like, yeah, but it's like in a different time period, and I'm a history buff, so you know what? F you.
Yeah, that's half the reason I loved the Assassin's Creed games. I can climb a tower in France, and now I can climb one in Rome, and check out the Colosseum, and
Also, I go crazy for those games where you can just collect shit. That's why I like Far Cry too. That's why Ubisoft is one of my favorite
it's a fun game like that. Blood Rain, you mentioned Blood Rain earlier.
Yeah, I've seen clips from the movie, and I've seen some stuff from the games. Basically, vampire chick with blades on her arms. Really bad, cheesy horror vampire slaying movie.
I've always meant to get Blood Rain. My cousin had it once upon a time, and I tried to play it, but I could never quite get it to work. I was like going to pick it up once, but I was always poor whenever I tried. I can't. I think that was one of those that Uwe Boll did, so I can't imagine it's
not
quality.
great.
There's a lot that are like that. A lot of the ones that came out around the same time as Blood Rain were pretty bad, like Alone in the Dark. That was another Uwe Boll movie. Oh.
I hear dripping.
Ooh, shite. But that one, you know what? That was a fun movie because it's a creature feature, and I love creature features.
Right.
So it's hard to go wrong with something like that because it's based on a horror concept of monsters that hunt you in the dark. Pretty hard to fuck up. What was fucked up, and once again falls into movies that were trying way too hard to be serious and gritty, Doom.
Oh, man.
Dwayne Johnson in Doom becoming the bad guy. Spoiler alert.
I haven't seen it, Crash.
Yeah, he becomes the bad guy because he turns into a demon alien thing.
He gets infected by that.
And yeah,
But
it's...
that's nothing like what it is, right?
No.
Not
at all.
It's,
Okay, I didn't think so, because they're actual
I believe the main hero of the
demons.
game is a human.
yes.
Yeah.
He just is so fucking badass that
Yeah.
demons
Demons
literally
are
tell
scared.
bedtime stories about him
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
terrifying.
to scare their children.
Yeah, like the one of the more recent incarnations of the Doomslayer, they couldn't kill him.
Yeah.
They legitimately couldn't kill him. So what they did is they dropped a building on him, sealed it, and hoped to God
That he never got out.
that he never got out.
And then he got out.
And he got out like 1,000 or so years later. Like the entire history of him is just fueled with rage and murder and
Dude, the new
rampage.
game looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, the Doom 2016 and the new Doom look fucking great. I have not played them. I'm poor, okay? I make do with what I can.
Yeah.
So, I've heard it's good. I want to play it, but it's not top of my list. I have other priority games that I want to play first. But yeah, like they go to Mars, which Mars is referenced in the original Dooms.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly. And they fight demon alien things. But they're not demons.
No, they're an alien race that whenever somebody has extreme violent tendencies, it changes them to be like these fierce monstrosities, but whenever they're in somebody good,
the best way
they
to
stay very humanoid, but still give them that amazing strength and ability.
It's basically like a zombie movie on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the only good credit I'll give to the first Doom movie, because I haven't seen the second one, I heard it's shite, is that They did have a really slick first-person action scene in there.
Yeah, they did.
That was kind of cool, but that alone is not enough to save that flop of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, that's just one of those things like, why would you change it? Why would you go that nuts? Same vein. You know what? Let's talk about Resident Evil real quick. I love the first movies.
Yes.
Lasers.
Like the first, what, 2?
First 2, I'd say, were pretty solid.
Yeah.
3 and later, I started going, yeah.
Which happens with a lot of movie series. Like if it goes on for too long, it runs out of its original purpose.
Which I've played through a few of the Resident Evils to some parts, and some of them they're not just zombie movies, obviously. They're mutations.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, some of the shit that happens in the later movies is just really fucking dumb. And it's like, if you've ever played some of the first ones, I think there was one of them that came out that transitioned it from a survival horror to more of a action game. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was like 5 or somewhere around there. And but the first ones with the shitty ass controls, yeah, I mean, where you had to make every bullet count, you had to really plan out how you're going to do things in your mansion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could get fucked pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit was hard. And
I think 7 brought that back. The one with the mold.
Mm-hmm. I watched Mark play that, and
good lord,
that was an intense game. Like, I was every time, like, you guys can't see it, but I just mimed a disgusting face. I loved it. Just
there's no way I could play those games, I don't think.
I know, that's why I took over the scaredy
I know.
side that I haven't worked on in a while. I need to get back to that, but
I know.
that's another tirade. But, you know, Resident Evil was fun. I liked the first few movies, and they do kind of hold true to the premise. T-virus starts breaking out, people going nuts, transforming people, experiments. Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Silent Hill. You
Okay,
know what? That's one of the games I've always wanted to play. Because it looks fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to play that one that actually analyzes you and your fears and changes the game based on it.
That would be fucking
what?
sick.
Yeah, there's a
remember
Silent
hearing
Hill that
about
does that. I can't remember which one it is, but one of my friends told me about it.
Fuck, no.
No, that sounds cool as shit.
Nope.
And me and Foxy just recently watched Silent
Hill
Hills.
2.
Well, we watched the first one not too horribly long ago, and then we saw that on, and we were like, hey, fuck it, let's watch it.
Yeah.
First one I thought was pretty solid. The second one was kind of dumb. Like,
Yeah.
as far as how accurate they are to their original source material, I can't 100% say, unfortunately. Once again, I am a simple man. I've tried, okay? I haven't gotten around to all of them.
If you subscribe to us and eventually we get them YouTube dollars, maybe we can get to it.
Insert shameful self-plug here.
Or if YouTube eventually wants to kill us all, then just, support our Patreon, which we don't have. Yet.
Oh, god damn it. I mean, there's some good ones that came out. I personally like Advent Children, which is a continuation of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah, that did fine. That did good.
That felt good. They did make 2 versions of that, I learned.
Mm-hmm.
American version and a Japanese version. Or no. Well, kinda. Like, there's a normal version and then there's an extended, upgraded version.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure which one I prefer. The upgraded version doesn't really add too much.
Well, it's like, what was it? This is a whole different... Like Suicide Squad, you get the extended and then the regular, and the whole extended is just a
tiny bit.
little thing, like...
That adds nothing.
Insignificant,
It's not like the Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Well, I mean...
another entire hour.
They extended a couple things, but they also, like, adjusted and upgraded certain things. Like certain effects made to look better and such like that. Clearer. So it wasn't just a continued, like, extension.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of movies based on Final Fantasy VII that, if I remember right, they're actually pretty damn good. Because there's one where you have Cloud's...
Well, isn't it the same writers? Or... No. Never mind.
I don't know. I didn't read that deep into the credits, sweetie. I was just like, oh, they made a movie on that? Cool. I'm not that in depth. I'm not paid to do this. So.
I feel like Japanese movies do a better job at it than the American market.
I agree. And so far, that
I
kind of proves
believe
it.
partly because in Japan they would be ripped a lot harder
Yeah.
if they did a bad job as compared to like in America where like, oh, it's a video game movie, who cares?
Yeah.
And it's like, we do.
To be fair, they did give rights to the Mario's brothers, and they were just kind of like, yeah, this is nice. Good for you, little American. You made a movie, I guess. Thank you for destroying our game, but
And making it to where they never wanted to work with another movie company for years.
years and years and years. But one of the head guys on Nintendo in Japan is working on the new one, so
So that sounds like, it would
yeah,
be
Hopefully.
pretty-
he's
pretty
actually
good.
like monitoring it, so it's not horrible.
We hope.
It's not going to on an acid trip into another dinosaur realm.
Although I do kind of miss the 80s and 90s, to be honest.
I kind of do too. Man, has anyone seen the Hitman movie?
Not the full movie.
You know, I heard
I've
that
seen
movie
clips.
wasn't horrible. Like, I actually heard good things when it came out, I'm pretty sure.
I think I saw bits and pieces with my dad, but I never actually sat down and
That was
watched
one of
the
them I
whole
couldn't
thing.
go and watch because I lived in Podunk Town and I had no theater around me for a long ass distance. So,
It's just, I guess, another one of those movies that did okay. It's just there hasn't been a Lord of the Rings for video games as there has been for like books.
might be onto something there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump up to some that are a little bit more modern. Rampage.
Oh man.
I wanted to go see that because one, it had The Rock in it, and two, I love Rampage. It's one of my favorite. Like back when you could actually go to an arcade and play games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rampage was one of the games I played all the time.
And you know what's a good thing about that? I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what it is. It's monsters on a fucking
fighting,
rampage. Mutated
destroying
big ass
shit.
monsters.
Yes.
They took something that didn't have a story, slapped a feasible enough story on it, and called it a video game movie.
Mhm.
Cool. And it fucking worked.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was funny as hell.
It was good.
Yeah, and The Rock loves the video game Rampage.
So all the better.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to get people who like the source material as opposed to like a bunch of these people that they're getting for another different podcast. Movies based on television series. In fact, the one I'm thinking of, we could do an entire podcast in and of itself of.
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, no, like, and that was one of the things he did come up. He said he loves. It was one of his childhood games.
Yes.
That made his childhood, so he wanted it to be done in a way that made him feel right.
Good. Yeah.
It made it feel like Rampage.
Yeah.
That makes me want to see it even more now.
It's campy fucking monster fun.
Yes.
It was more monster movie than any of the both Godzillas have been so far.
Oh.
Oh, and
man.
the latest Godzilla was actually, I didn't think was too bad actually.
No,
No,
the
the first
latest
one
Godzilla
was-
is actually pretty damn good. First one was kind of, alright, stop it with the fucking humans. I don't...
Give two shits.
Which
Go back
I get
to the
it. The
monsters.
original movies did actually have more humans than I realized watching them again.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but
But we can improve. It's a new age.
Yeah.
yes, we don't have to rely on that. Warcraft, I've watched halfway through and then I had to leave.
Yeah. I
Not the
remember.
theater, but I was watching it at a friend's, and it looked fun. It looked good.
But it had like, I remember.
See, the people I've read who've managed to make it all the way through, they're split. The fucking orc side
Yeah.
was phenomenal, and they hated the humans because the humans were just boring as shit, and the orcs were relatable and good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they were kind of close to the source material, but I don't think they were spot on. I think they had to condense it a lot because
Oh, I mean, there's a
It's-
crap ton of lore. In
I was about to say,
There's
Warcraft.
World
so
of
much
Warcraft
in
has god awful amounts of lore.
Yeah.
So in order to fit that into a movie and have a feasible story, it's going to be
A lot's gonna be cut out, and it's gonna be condensed.
It would be.
It's-
It'd have to be a
yeah.
very long series to get it all.
Yeah.
And
See, that
Interesting
would be-
factoid, it actually did immensely better in the Chinese market than it did in the American market.
I did hear that too.
yeah, I can see that.
Well,
We'll jump to the next one in that company here in a minute, but this is probably one of the last more modern kiddie movies that I want to talk about. Is Angry Birds. So we're covering all aspects of gaming here, even fucking mobile, okay? The Angry Birds movie, the first time I watched it, I was like, how in the world did they make this movie? And They just went balls to the wall nuts and called it good, and I fucking lost it.
No, that was one we would put on all the time.
Well, it did help me with my anxiety at the time because it was nice and cheery, and putting on a cheery movie helped me relax at night. But for the first time we watched it, I couldn't breathe. Okay, when the dude came out and was peeing into the pool, I was. Foxy was literally looking at me like, "Are you dying?" Like I was turning blue. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny to me, and I don't know why.
One of those things where it's like, you have a very simple game concept. Like, it's birds, and their eggs were stolen by pigs. So you throw the birds at the buildings, and that's literally it.
And you know what? They built it up just perfectly fine to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
included a little bit of backstory in there.
Yeah, and they had to how when they were actually going to attack,
they
the birds
used
used their
slingshot.
powers and the slingshot.
And they're like,
it was good.
something as stupid and simple as Angry Birds got the plot right.
Yeah, it's like, guys, look at the game. Use what's in the game.
Yes.
Like, if your characters act a certain way in the game, make them that way in the movie.
Yeah, and that's what pissed me off, because if something like Angry Birds can do it, okay, you can literally do it with some of these more story-oriented games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, like how the fuck do you fuck up shit like Doom or
Where
Street
literally all you
Fighter,
have to do is get
Tekken,
Yeah.
where you have all these established characters with established personalities, with
And
established
established
backstory,
backstory.
and you just be like, hey, let's just vaguely have them in there like that. Okay.
Or completely change someone's backstory, which
Yes.
is something that can be said of every a movie adaptation in every arena.
Yeah, because that does happen.
A lot.
Even in-
way too fucking
Even
much.
in book movie adaptions and
Yeah.
other
That'll be a
stuff.
whole other
Yeah.
rant because god, there's so many I could rip apart.
But you know what movie needs to be made?
What?
Overwatch.
The Overwatch movie.
Yes! God,
Because
those
they
assholes!
practically have done it.
They've made so many little shorts, and it's like, you fuckers,
They've
why
made
aren't
shorts.
you making a movie?
They've made comics. They've made shorts in different animation styles.
Yeah, they've made anime, they've made 3D, they've made 2D, they've made just like all kinds of different stuff. Like, they've flexed so much, and it's just like, you could do it.
Yeah, and they're like,
And
you
you
know
would be
how
making a lot of
expensive it
money.
would be? I'm like, yeah, I know it'd be expensive. That's why you don't do it so super duper high rendered. You can tone that shit back a bit.
Yes.
And still have it come out fucking great.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then,
I'm not.
And then instead of all your money going into
Yeah,
these little
it's-
tiny things that you're not getting paid for, put it in a fucking movie, and guess what? All those Overwatch people are gonna go pay to see your goddamn movie.
Because the grown-ups who play are going to go see it, the kids who play are going to
Oh,
see it, because
man.
Overwatch is actually one of the more family-friendly.
Yeah, because it doesn't have like cursing. It doesn't have it.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
bloody. It's
And nobody actually dies.
no. You just respawn.
Forever.
For yeah, they respawn. But yeah, no, I feel like they could make a great movie or even a great series.
Yeah.
No, I actually feel
A
like that would be a
series would
better
be
series
awesome.
than it would be a movie.
I feel it could be a really good series. Even before Overwatch,
Put it
after
on
Overwatch.
Netflix. I mean, shit. They're putting everything else on Netflix. Netflix.
That's what kind of worries me, because Netflix has some habits that I'm not a big fan of.
I know, but
It all depends on who does it. That's all I can say, because as proven with stuff like Angry Birds, no, I'm kidding. Stuff like Sonic or Detective Pikachu, or there you can have directors in there
that do a good job.
that do a good job.
Yeah.
And know their fan base.
And just because he's a famous director does not mean that it's good for the movie.
No.
Exactly.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, which will be talked about in another podcast.
Yeah. All right. So on that topic,
Ugh.
okay, I just lost my thought. No. Okay. On that topic, there it is. We do have a couple movies coming up. One of them is on the whole directors thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the dude who's married to Mila Jovovich?
I can't remember.
I knew him just a second ago, but it's okay. Well, the gist of it is, I'm pretty sure he's the one who did the Resident Evil movies, and he's married to Mila, however her name's said, and she's basically in all of his movies. Okay.
Kind of like
Tim Burton and Helena Bonham
Yeah.
Carter and Johnny Depp.
Yep,
Yeah.
that whole triple marriage thing going on.
Yeah. Didn't know they were Mormon. Oh.
Oh god, that actually reminds me of some Doom stuff I was gonna bring up.
Oh, what's that?
How everyone was saying like, oh, you shouldn't play this, it's satanic, but one of the makers of the game is Mormon, and he's just like, we're killing demons. How is that evil?
True.
When you put it that way.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
satanic shit, that's gonna be one of
Paul
those
W.S.
Just-
Anderson?
Yeah, that's
Who?
it. Who is it? Paul W.S. Anderson. Okay, that dude, I'm pissed at him right now because there's a Monster Hunter movie coming out.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one directing it.
Oh.
Mila Jovovich is in it,
Oh.
and she's the main character. Okay, the premise is a platoon of soldiers
I already hate it.
from our world get sucked into a portal and go to the Monster Hunter world,
No.
where they have to fight for their lives.
No.
Only reason I could see doing that would be so that they would have to learn about the world, so we would be also vicariously learning about the world through them. But at the same time, one, the people who are going to go see this already know what the fuck the Monster Hunter world is,
Yes.
and
Two,
like, if you wanted to do that, better thing to do, get a young new hunter who's coming up through the ranks, and as he's learning, and do it that way.
Or she.
Or she. Yeah, you can do it. It can
Whatever.
be a male or a woman.
It doesn't
because-
matter. Male,
yeah.
female, don't give
it's
two
not
shit.
fucking hard because Monster Hunter barely has a story as it is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
You're a hunter.
four really introduced the story, and Monster Hunter World really pushed it, and so did I think X and Double Cross. They kind of had a story in 3, but for the most part, it was just like, you're a hunter, here's a weapon, kill it.
Well, and the story, from what I gather, is basically just like it's a vehicle to go fight another monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's really no more than that. There's no interplay of politics
Which-
between hunters or anything like that.
Yeah, no, like, we're trying to survive here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, hunters are friendly. But, I mean, they did kind of address it in Monster Hunter Stories, because you have your riders
Yeah.
who don't hunt the monsters, and they're kind of at odds with the hunters. But even then, it's not like they're like, "God, fucking kill them!" They're just like, you do you,
We'll do us.
we'll do us,
Yeah.
and we'll call it good.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are people trying to survive.
Yeah.
And they're
in a
just finding
very,
their
very
own
dangerous
ways.
world.
Yeah,
Yes.
and shit where you have stuff like Kushala Daora who literally summons tornadoes, or Nergi who fucking eats elder dragons,
Yeah.
or fucking...
Or the normal animals that are just super dangerous.
Yeah,
Like Jaggerus? Not even great Jaggerus. Jaggerus. Just
no.
they're not. They're pretty normal compared to some of the other.
Yeah, they're
shit.
normal, but they ain't dangerous. I mean, when you're talking like maybe...
Oh, well, I was thinking of it more in this way. Like, if we were teleported to the Monster Hunter world, we're not given any of their powers.
Yeah, no.
Jaggerus could probably kill
Jaggerus
us.
would.
You're... Okay, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Because hunters are sturdy.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, they're anime-esque levels because they eat like Saiyans and they pick up giant and great swords without any problem.
And they can take a hit
Yeah.
and survive.
Yeah.
So they're sturdier than we are.
Yeah.
By far.
Sure. I mean, yeah, sure enough. Like, but the whole premise of bringing in people into another universe,
Yeah.
No.
like, they gotta be relatable. I'm like, no, they don't. Okay,
This is
just
a whole.
You
it's
know
a
how it's relatable? We've played the games. We know the games. We know the world.
You
That's
know,
how it relates.
go with
Yes.
the fucking thing you just said. Like, show a young hunter. Guess what? His village gets attacked by an elder dragon. Everybody's dead. Okay, there you go. He has motive to grow up and be a hunter and kill that thing,
Yeah.
and make it into shoes. Okay.
Literally.
Shoes.
That's the fucking premise of the entire game. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
is.
why you gotta change it,
Yeah.
you know? You don't gotta make it relatable. You don't gotta put in a modern fucking
Twist on it.
twist to relate to a modern audience, okay?
No.
Your general person, while I say people are dumb, they're not necessarily that fucking dumb, okay?
No.
And if they are, then they're not gonna enjoy the movie anyway. So who gives a shit? But don't fucking fuck with it like that. It's not hard.
One thing I'm excited about is that Tony Jaa's in it, so I'm hoping there's gonna be some fucking badass fight scenes with the monsters.
Okay, I have heard good things about him, so I can only hope as well.
No, he has some of the best of my favorite movies, and my one most hated movie of all, actually,
Oh.
the Spirited Killer series. But that's like whenever he was first acting. So.
See, yeah, but I guarantee you in this new movie, they're going to have a scene where they shoot the thing with guns, and the guns aren't going to work, and they're going to be like, use this. And it's a fucking great sword. And it's going to be stupid ass cliche like that. And you know what's worse? They're going to have instances, I guarantee it, of monsters going into the human world and causing havoc.
Probably.
Like, don't fucking do that shit. Directors, Hollywood, fucking quit it. Okay? I will
You're
come to your
ruining it.
house and I will bitch slap some sense into you. Not really.
You wish.
I'm not going to say that because I don't want them thinking, oh my god, he's making threats. No, I'm saying get your heads out of your ass. Okay? Now, speaking of... because this shit pisses me off too.
Oh boy.
Changing shit around that doesn't need to be fucking messed with, and kind of goes into another part that we had of like, don't fucking take something and slap some names on it and say, hey look, we made a video game movie because it's got Mario and Luigi, so it's a Mario... No, the new Borderlands movie.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they say that they were... Are they still going with that premise that you told me about?
That was the original one that I heard. I don't know if they're still sticking with it, but the original premise, and I swear to God, if any of you fucking stick with this, I will hunt you down and gut you like a fish. Not really. But the original premise was a spacefaring thief named Lilith gets caught by the... Oh, what company? She's caught by some company. I want to say Hyperion.
I think it was Hyperion or Atlas.
It was Atlas, thank you. It was Atlas, because it certainly wasn't fucking Jack. But it was captured by the Atlas Corporation. And in order for her freedom, the CEO makes a deal with her to go rescue his crazy daughter, Tiny Tina.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No.
That's literally just taking random names and characters from a script and putting them in just a completely different, story. Like
Yeah,
that is
they're taking the names of these characters and putting them in a completely
like
different plot.
the worst way to do a movie about. The worst way to do an adaptation is literally just taking names and then putting them in a completely different movie and world. That's what Dragon Ball Evolution did. That is like that could be like a podcast in of itself again, but like that is like the worst way to do an adaptation is that movie. That is the worst adaptation ever.
Yeah, that's just...
Cringe.
Yes. Like, that boils my blood and keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, if that's the premise they go with, I'm going to fucking blow a blood vessel in my eye.
I hope not. That's
Intentionally.
painful.
Yeah. Because I would suffer through that before I would suffer through that movie.
Because there's so much lore that could be explored.
There's a lot of
There's
fucking
so
lore.
much lore.
Borderlands 3 just introduced a god-awful amount of lore. 1 and 2 had fair bits of lore.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what we were talking about. You have
Have it.
established characters with their personalities, a plot. It's literally written fucking for you. Take that, put it on a movie. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't fucking change it to modernize it to make it relatable. Okay? There's a reason these games have a really large and grown and loved fan base. Because they obviously fucking did something right.
Yeah. Borderlands 2 has some of the best writing I've seen in a video game ever.
Yeah, like there is no villain so far that's really topped me for Handsome Jack. Like, and it's not just because I love the game, but it's just really fucking hard to find a villain that really resonates like Jack did.
Yeah.
Okay, because everything he did was...
I don't even know what actor you would get to play him.
apparently, his voice actor looks too remarkably like him.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that... Ooh, I like that. I
That
like
would be amazing.
Can you imagine just a trailer? Hey there, kiddos. And it's just like... Oh, yeah. Like, I would bust a nut right then and there. Like, Jesus.
Just
H. Christ.
Just take the storyline from 2 and literally just make a movie out of it.
You could.
Yeah.
You could easily do that.
Instead of gameplay, just make scenes and
Yes.
stuff. Like,
Yeah, like, do some cool-ass shit like you see in the trailers, like, for Borderlands and stuff. Like,
and you could make it into like a trilogy if you really wanted to because it's long enough.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so
That
many
way
things
don't
you
have
could
to
do.
skimp on any of the major,
But
events.
Details.
Don't take random badass femme fatale, name her Lilith, and go have him go rescue Tiny Tina, who's some dude's daughter. Okay,
No!
we have her lore. Her lore was her mom and dad were captured. Not fucking CEOs of Atlas of all fucking corporations.
No.
Okay, Like, dear fucking Jesus. That's why this is called Worthy Trade.
Yes.
That shit pissing me off. And like, the more I read on that article, the more I was just like, I'm gonna go punch a baby. Because, god damn, it was bad.
Breathe.
Makes you wonder what they're thinking in the first place.
I do want to know what they're thinking in the first place. Like, who's sitting there like, all right, we haven't established everything. What should we do? And someone's just like, fuck it up. Johnson. You brilliant son of a bitch. Like, that's all I can imagine these assholes doing. Like, how do we make it relatable to the general public? Fuck the general public, okay? They're either going to like it or they're not. Make it the way it is, because if you can sell millions of fucking copies
Of this game.
of the game, okay?
Put it to those who buy the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Because-
fan base.
Believe me, nerds, if they find something that they like with
Oh,
Sonic,
man.
we would, see it again.
Yes.
There are certain nerdy movies that I've seen multiple times in
Yeah.
theater.
Well, Sonic was a good fucking concept of that. Take the beloved character, put him in an established world with an established kind of plot, where he has to get the rings back. Who knew? They fucking did it.
Yeah.
Okay? He has to get the rings. He's fast. And his nemesis is Eggman, who's trying to stop him. And they figured out a way to make him stop him.
Yeah.
There was the plot hole in that movie where the government was like, take him down. And then they were like, he's just okay now in our book.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, but it was such a good movie, I kind of let it slide.
I did kind of let that slide, but that was the one part that made me go, that could have improved it so much. But they didn't.
Oh, and the fact that the guy became a terrorist, and then all of a sudden he's not a terrorist.
Yeah, it's... oh well. Do better on the next one. Because there will be a next one, and it
Yes.
better be fucking good.
Yes. Tails!
Woo.
So
Oh,
excited.
And then Knuckles.
shut your face.
Knuckles is awesome.
I like Tails. Everybody
like
else
Tails.
is all Knuckles. I'm like, fuck that.
No, I like Tails as well, but I also like Knuckles.
Well, I like Tails.
And Rouge.
Oh,
Oh god. You said how are they gonna do? How would they do that?
I really want to know. Are they going to be accurate and, make her bahunka like a dunkaroos? Or are they going to be like, let's rein her tits in a bit?
Probably like B's or A's.
I wouldn't even fucking mind at that point because I'm just like, fair.
yeah, because she's
Fair. She's stupid big, okay? She
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to fly. The minute she jumps...
Shouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah, the minute she does any kind of jumping or aerial stuff, she should just go and do a forward aerial. Like, holy crap. But yeah, I think it goes to show you can have good video game movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have the right people working on them.
And you listen to your fans.
Listen to
Yes.
your fans. Your fans like this content for a reason. Okay?
So
Half the reason some of these people don't get into this content is maybe they're not into gaming. Maybe they don't like gaming. But, sorry. My mom, for example. She loves this shit. Can she fucking play Borderlands?
No.
Hell no. Would she watch the shit out of this movie?
Hell yeah.
Okay? It's shit like that to consider. Okay? Not everything has to be pop culture and for the general public. Alright? Build it and they will come. Now, there's one thing. There's one game that's transcended them all. Jumanji.
Yeah, we actually talked about that. And we were like, we don't know how to categorize this because
Oh, man.
it's a movie.
It's a movie
that
based
created a
on-
board game,
yep,
which created another movie, which created a video game in the movie.
in the movie. Yep.
It's kind of meta.
It's
Yeah.
super meta.
It's self-aware, but at the same time, it works. Holy shit, does it work? And obviously, that's a good fucking series of movies because that shit is
It's
still
in
our movie
theaters.
theaters.
Yeah. No, like I heard it was amazing. Like everyone that
I-
I've talked to that's seen it said that it was great.
I really wish we would have seen the first one so we could go see the second one.
Yeah, you're no lie because I'm mad because I couldn't go watch the first one.
We
Dude.
need to rent it or something.
The original one with Robin Williams.
Oh,
I still love that movie.
Man, that movie is amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Chris Robin.
I know. It was a great movie. But I think before I pop another blood vessel,
Call it here.
we need to call it here because I'm like, fucking
Because we're at
Borderlands
an
movie.
hour and
Monster Hunter movie. Motherfuckers, just do it right. God damn it, Hollywood. Listen. Stop it. You don't know what's best. Okay? Obviously.
please stop it. Get help.
Get some help. Okay, you make good movies.
Find nerds.
Hire some fucking nerds. Okay?
Yes.
Hire one person. Hire the super nerd. Okay, who's gonna come in and be like, all right, so I think we should change this. Fuck no.
I'd like to put in my resume.
He literally just goes in and bitch slaps people and says, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not what the script says. Well, how do you know what the script is? Because I played the goddamn game, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. We are the Whaley Tirade. And
We'll catch you guys next time.
see you in the next episode, guys.
Bye, guys.
Mortal Kombat!